Hi friends, in our time together today, I'm sharing one of my practice sessions of that beautiful ballad, The Leaving of Liverpool. And I recently introduced it, so I'll stick a link here at the top and at the end to the video where I introduced this absolutely lovely ballad. I'll also stick a link at the top of the notes to this video to the page on my website from which you could download the music and tabs for free as always, if you've not done so yet. Now, for my practice session today, I'm using the Carbony wide bore low D with close finger spacing and the Lir Pro high D, their new high D. I've not introduced this one yet, but I will soon. But I thought, why not throw it into the mix today, right? So, two great whistles, perfect for this absolutely beautiful tune. Now, when I'm practicing a tune, and I like to tell you where I am, and I like to remind you of what I do with practice sessions. So, I learn the core of a tune, and then somewhere between introducing myself to the core of the tune and I could play it for somebody, there's this long continuum of getting myself familiar with it, feeling how I want to emote it, ornament it. Can I play it up to pace? Something like a ballad, at what pace do I want to play it? Because I've heard a lot of people playing this one. I want to play it at a singing pace. So at a pace I hear folks singing it. However, I have heard folks playing it faster, but not many. Kind of as a dance kind of tune. And I haven't heard many play it slower than the singing pace. And I know that's there though, but the main number of folks playing it are playing it at that singing pace, which is why I recommended in my previous video that you spend some time becoming accustomed to the pace of it and feel and flow of the tune as it's sung. And so it's verse, chorus, and the verse tells the story, and the chorus really highlights the emotion. So the chorus is that second bit. And what the guy says in the second bit is, "So fare thee well, my own true love, and when I return, united we will be, for it's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee." And so you're thinking through the words there. It's like, so fare thee well, my own true love, and when I return, united we will be. And then some pain sets in. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, it's thinking about you. And so have that kind of the idea of the words, and then the story's in the verse, and then each verse tells a different portion of the story, and you could feel that for yourself. Now, when I approach a ballad, I love ballads. So with this one, I'm kind of, past middle up this way. I'm at the point of, man, if only I could sing this through the whistle so that you felt the words. How in the world am I going to do that? And that's what I'm not suggesting that's possible, but I'm suggesting we try, right? So on my Carbony, and I'll put links in the notes to where you could pick up each of these fine whistles. I'm going to start playing through the tune and attempt to talk about some of what I'm doing. And maybe just kind of play it on the Carbony some with some comment as to what I'm thinking. And then I'll just try and run through it on the Lir Pro high D. So, so the verses are often thoughtful. So you can play the verses depending upon which verse you're wanting to portray. You could play the verses a little more just flowing, sort of mild emotion in the second half. But you've got to realize that as you're transitioning to the chorus, so you're starting to get more depth of feeling. So you want to do something building to that transition. You don't want to play a flat verse and then jump into this emotional ending. You're going to have to add a little bit more variation in that first verse, even than I did just then. So think about how you're hearing somebody sing it. There's a little more rise and fall to their voice. And then that's kind of story. And then he gets to a hopeful phrase. Now, one of the things I'm doing there, the music's normally the way it's transcribed. And I like that. But there's a little difference between. I like that. But for me, I feel like I can inject a little more by playing. Just a minor difference there. Sorry. So I'm just thinking, I'm trying to think of the emotional flow of the words. I'm trying to match that. So I'm probably more middle of my learning path, leaning towards being able to do that. I would not at all say I'm up to the, I know how to express this. I'm up to the, let me try this. All right, let me try this. I'll just stick with the Carbony before I move to the Lir. like that. But playing a ballad and injecting it with emotion through ornamentation and expression is not an easy task. See, what you want to do is you want to vary some of your volume, you want to vary some of your pace, but it's a ballad, it's not a slow air. So you can't deviate too much from the flow of the tune because it's supposed to be sung and it's supposed to feel emotionally as though it's being sung. That's a hard thing. See, diving into this helps us dive into the emotional content of playing our whistle. So let me try it on the Lir Pro High D and see how it goes. This is a little more gentle of a player, and so that'll be interesting to do. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm content with that. And notice I did mess with the timing of the tone some. And that's okay. I mean, I've heard people singing it who will sit on a note for a minute or two. Not a minute or two, but you know what I mean. And so I think that's perfectly fine. You're not venturing into the slow air territory. You're trying to inject the emotion of the tune into how you play it. And so I think that's all fair. My friends, please, I don't want my playing of the Leaving of Liverpool to be this is what you need to do. I want to say, hey, these are some of the things you can try. You're going to emote and express and ornament this for yourself. So take what I've done and say, hey, that's interesting. Let me experiment with what Scott did, or let me do something else, because what he did gave me a thought. And so I hope that's helpful. If this has been a helpful video, please like it so that YouTube promotes our channel. If you're checking us out because of the tune, please subscribe. I'd love to welcome you into our community. It's a great community of folks learning to play the whistle together. And I really love the involvement everyone brings and the help. Until next time, my friends, this is Scott Shade. Happy whistling.